So, the topic for today is the uterus, uterine tube, ovary, and the fallopian ducts, female genitalia. All of you remember the nephrogenic cord, right? And the coelomic epithelium over there forms a genital ridge in which the cells from the yolk sac sac get inserted to form sex cords. If it's XX, a female, the sex cords split, and around the sex cells, the follicular cells form primordial follicles. Then there are tubules, mesonephric tubules, pronephric tubules, metanephric tubules. Then there is mesonephric duct, and then there is, what is the fourth structure? Paramesonephric duct. So what are the four things in a nephrogenic cord? Genital ridge, nephric tubules, mesonephric duct, and paramesonephric duct. It is from this paramesonephric ducts, the two paramesonephric ducts, that the uterus develops. So there is one paramesonephric duct on one side, and there is another paramesonephric duct on this side. Okay? The lower portions of the paramesonephric ducts unite to form the uterus. Ununited portions of the paramesonephric duct form the fallopian tubes. So uterus development is from paramesonephric duct. Now what does paramesonephric duct form in males? Prostatic utricle and appendix of testes. Paramesonephric ducts in males forms prostatic utricle and appendix of testes. So this, they are uniting and forming the uterus. Now see, there is a chance that this septum may persist. So with that we can talk about defect. Septate uterus. Septate uterus. If this fails to resolve. Okay? So sometimes it only develops from one side. Unicornate uterus. Unicornate uterus. Only one side. Okay? So that is about the development of the uterus and the fallopian tube. Now what happens here lower down? Lower down is hindgut, the cloaca, right? And go down. So from there and here develop two sino-vaginal bulbs from which vagina develops. So development of the vagina, this whole thing is from which layer? Paramesonephric ducts are from which layer? Mesoderm. Hindgut is from which layer? Endoderm. This is from mesoderm. Sino-vaginal bulbs are more from endoderm and little bit from mesoderm. So development of the vagina is not entirely from the mesoderm. Most of it is from the endoderm. Then all of you know that the cloacal membrane gets divided into urogenital membrane anteriorly, urogenital membrane anteriorly, and urogenital membrane anteriorly, and anal membrane posteriorly. Okay? This urogenital membrane is here, around which there are folds. Okay? Folds, urethral folds. Then here is genital tubercle, urethral folds, and genital swellings. Okay. From these genital swellings, scrotum develops in males and labia majora in females. From genital tubercles develops clitoris, and from the inner folds develop labia minora. Labia minora. From the urethral folds develop labia minora. From genital swellings develop labia majora in females, scrotum in. From genital tubercle, so tubercle is on the top. From tubercle develops clitoris in females and penis. Development of the penis, genital tubercle. Okay. Now what happens to the mesonephric duct in females? In males it was forming, mesonephric duct was forming what are things in males? Ureters, collecting tubules, minor dialysis, major dialysis, ureters, then vas deferens, duct of epididymis, ejaculatory duct, seminal vesicles. Or females may only collecting the minor dialysis, major dialysis, ureters, trigon of bladder, mesonephric duct. Right? Trigon of bladder, you know the concept. In females, it remains the remaining part. It remains in the broad ligament of the uterus by the side as duct of Gardner. Duct of Gardner. I will talk about that later. So now let us talk about the uterus first. Okay. If I have to tell you about the uterus and uterine tube, it is very easy. In our own body we can demonstrate it like this. That this is the fundus, this is the body, this is the cervix, these are the two uterine tubes. Now what happens with the uterine tubes is these uterine tubes are almost like 4 cm long. This side 4 cm. 4 cm or inches. 4 centimeter also. 4 inches is how much? This much? Yeah? One second. So the dimensions of the uterus is 3 inch into 2 inch into 1 inch. Now how much is 3 inches? This much. 3 inches uterus. 2 inch broad, 1 inch thick. That uterus expands up to the zippered process. Just imagine this organ. Wonderful organ. 3 inch normal in a female. What is the length? 3 inches. Okay. Now what about the fallopian tube? Fallopian tube is 4 inch, 4 inch. And in between the uterus is 2 inch. So total this span becomes 10 inches. And the longest transverse diameter of the pelvis is 5 inch. इसके लिए fallopian tube, although we drawing a diagram like this, actually in the body they are like this. Because transverse diameter of pelvis is 5 inch. And this is how much? 4 inch, 4 inch and 2 inch. So total how much? 10 inches. Okay. So uterus has a fundus, this uterine tube. So normally by drawing we draw it like this. Upper part uterus, lower part cervix, and this is the vagina. This is the vagina. Next year onwards you will have a subject which is dedicated to this 1 hour lecture, gynecology and obstetrics. Postings will start and finally there will be a subject like this. Okay? So this is uterus, this is uterine tube, this is the fundus. The cavity goes like this. Okay? So this is vagina. Cervix has two parts. So the cervix will be grossly like this one. This is uterus. So cervix has two parts: vaginal part and supravaginal part. What are the two parts of the cervix? Divyansh, what are the two parts of the cervix? Vaginal part and supravaginal part. Vaginal part and supravaginal part. Now what is there here? So because of this vaginal part goes into the vagina, on the side there are spaces in the cervix which are called as fornices. So these are the lateral fornices. Lateral fornices. Lateral fornices. Now when we talk about the uterus is not like this also. ये uterine tubes तो मैंने आपको बताया ऐसा है. Uterus भी खुद ऐसा नहीं. वो ऐसा. मतलब आप if you look from the side, suppose this is the vagina, then the cervix is like this. Cervix is like this. Okay? And uterus is like this. Baapre. So this angle between vagina and cervix is 90 degree. How to remember its name? Virgin. Angle of anti-virgin. The vagina, virgin, anti-virgin. Angle of anti-virgin. It is 90 degree. Then between the cervix and the uterus, angle is 135 degree. This is angle of anti-flexion. मतलब साइड से देखा होगा, this portion is vagina, this is cervix. So this is like this, and then uterus is further like this. So in such a way that here is bladder, urinary bladder is here. So during the pregnancy, when the female, initially the uterus may slightly dip down, then uterus goes like this. So in those initial few months, the female suffers from what is called as frequency of micturition. She feels she wants to pass away because her bladder gets continuously irritated by the uterus in the initial few months. Because this anatomy is like. So she goes to the urine and tries to pass away with nothing. Okay? Angle of anti-virgin and flexion. ये क्यों है? ऐसा क्यों है? So that the uterus doesn't come out. Uterus doesn't prolapse. So this is one of the factors contributing to the support of the uterus. Factor contributing to the support of the uterus. What are these two angles? Angle of anti. तो सुमे लेगा सुमे दोनों एंगल है. एंगल ऑफ एंटी वर्जन इज हाउ मेनी डिग्रीज? 90. एंटी फ्लेक्शन इज हाउ मेनी डिग्रीज? 135. एंटी फ्लेक्शन इज बिटवीन uterus, body of the uterus and cervix, and anti-virgin is between cervix and vagina. Now here you can see two more fornices, anterior fornix and posterior fornix. Anterior fornix and posterior fornix. So there is two lateral fornices, anterior fornix and posterior fornix. Okay? Let this you know. Infundibulum. So this is how much long? 4 inches. Infundibulum, ampulla, then isthmus. Right? These are the three parts. Infundibulum, ampulla, isthmus, and the ovary is here. In a nulliparous female, nulliparous means who has not given birth to a child, the ovary is like this. Ovary is like this. Lower pole of the ovary is attached to the angle of the uterus. Lower pole of the ovary is attached to the angle of the uterus by ligament of ovary, and upper pole is attached to the lateral pelvic wall by infundibulopelvic ligament. Infundibulopelvic ligament. Okay. So the upper pole is attached to the lateral pelvic wall by infundibulum. Also this upper pole, also called as suspensory ligament of the ovary. Also called as suspensory ligament of the ovary, which contains ovarian artery. Ovarian artery. This ovarian artery will also supply lateral 1/3 of the uterine tubes or fallopian tubes. See here, this is ovarian artery. Lying in which ligament? Ovarian artery, suspensory ligament of the ovary or infundibulopelvic ligament. So, supplying lateral 1/3 of uterine tubes. The uterine artery is here, supplies the uterus and supplies that medial 2/3 of the fallopian tube. So what is the blood supply of the fallopian tube? Yes, that boy over there, without apron, standing. What is the blood supply of the fallopian tubes? Medial 2/3 by uterine artery, lateral 1/3 by ovarian artery. Repeat, medial 2/3 by uterine, lateral 1/3 by ovarian artery. Clear? This is clear? Okay. Ovary now is a structure which lies slightly in a posterior plane. It is posterior. Okay. Lying here like this is the broad ligament of the uterus. देखो स्टोर में अरे आसपास हुई. Now I am just demonstrating you how is the broad ligament of the uterus. So these are the uterine tubes. The broad ligament goes like this. There are two layers, anterior layer and posterior. Okay. Now in the posterior layer, the ovary is like this. Ovary is in the posterior layer like this. समझ रहे? Now this part of the ovary running from this part of the broad ligament running from the ovary to the posterior layer is called as mesoovarium. What is it called? Mesoovarium. Now if the ovary is at this level and the suspensory ligament comes from here, okay, correct, and the ligament of ovary goes like this. This is the angle. So this part is called as mesosalpinx. This is tube salpinx. Mesosalpinx between ovary, suspensory ligament and ligament of ovary. Mesosalpinx. Below this, the broad ligament part is called as mesometrium. So broad ligament has anterior layer and posterior. In the posterior layer, the ovary is here. From ovary to the posterior layer is so three parts of the broad ligament. This is mesoovarium, mesometrium, and mesosalpinx and mesometrium. See, this is the only way. Thank you. Thank you so much. This is the only way I can explain to you. Otherwise, मैं आपका सर में पड़ा ऐसा है. You will not understand. Thank you बेटा. और उसके लिए ताली बजाओ. Prayers also. Thank you. So now you tell me this part of the broad ligament. What is this? Mesosalpinous. This is mesometrium. And now if I take a transverse section, this is the anterior layer, this is the posterior layer in a transverse section. The ovary is like this. What is this? What is this? Meso-ovarium. Meso-ovarium. Okay? 3 parts of the broad ligament. Contents of the broad ligament. One is ovary, then uterine tubes, then uterine artery, then ovarian artery, then duct of Gardner. That mesonephric duct. In females there is no vas deferens, no ductus deferens, no ejaculatory duct, no seminal vesicles. ये सब याद रखो अगर कोई फीमेल आपके साथ झगड़ा करके हमारे पास यूटरस है तो व्हाट यू शुड से देयर आर नो सेमिनल वेसिकल्स इन योर बॉडी, देयर आर नो ejaculatory duct, no ductus deferens, no vas deferens. तुम्हारे बॉडी में क्या है? डक्ट ऑफ गार्टनर. व्हाट इज देयर? तो फीमेल्स आप भी याद रखो. नहीं है तो क्या हो गया? हमारे पास क्या है? डक्ट ऑफ गार्टनर. और क्या है? Paraoophoron, upo-ooporon. Paraoophoron, upo-ooporon. These are the tubules. In males we had studied paradidymis. You remember? So in short, in male and female, all organs, there is a complementary structure. There is a complementary structure. Okay? So कभी debate में आप अगर है कि female is superior, male is superior. You have to remember there is duct of Gardner in female. Then paradidymis बोला तो बोलेगा paraoophoron, epo-ooporon. So paraoophoron, epo-ooporon and duct of Gardner. These are all again contents of broad ligament. Okay. Now here because of this diagram I will talk about blood supply. तो आपको मालूम है uterine artery. Then closely related to the uterine artery is ureters. Ureters. So during hysterectomy, word hysteria. Now there comes the words. The hysteria word is related to the uterus. Okay, because some females sometimes they behave in a hysterical way. So when they use, this is so wrong. Actually, gender wise लोग बोलते हैं they should firstly remove the term hysterectomy and all these things. Ideally, if you ask me, because when we say hysterectomy, that means females are hysterical. ऐसा उसका मतलब निकल. You should say uterectomy. But moment we say hysterectomy means actually it's a biased word. Somehow medical science doesn't take it seriously. But if there is gender sensitivity, I would go for uterectomy. Because for previous ages mein, when it was a completely male dominant society, that time they had put that females are hysterical, so this is their organ and removal of that organ called as hysterectomy. Okay, the word comes from hysteria. So during uterectomy, one has to ligate the uterine artery. And that time, the ureter should not be ligated. Ureter should not be ligated. Okay. Lymphatic drainage of the uterus. मतलब एक खास बनाया गया है एक MCQ के लिए, SAQ के लिए, एक वाइवा क्वेश्चन के लिए, उसको खास भगवान ने उसको ऐसा बनाया. Fundus drains into aortic lymph nodes. Cervix and lower part drains into internal iliac lymph nodes. Middle part external iliac lymph nodes. Angles का भी समझो. Now let's go for a superior view. Let's go for a superior view of the uterus. ऊपर से देख रहे हैं. Uterus, fallopian tubes, ovary. Ovary in case of a multiparous female who has given birth to one child is horizontal because the uterus has grown now once. Nulliparous, this is there. Okay. So we can immediately, looking at the position of the ovary, we can predict whether the female has given birth to a child or not. बाकी मतलब ये हम लोग इधर उधर कथा विथा सुनते हैं ना कि अरे वो तो मेरा बच्चा है, पर वो तो बताया नहीं तुमने, पहले यूएसजी करो देखो वो भी कैसे हॉरिजॉन्टल है तो एक बच्चा है। मूवीज में उनको अभी तक मालूम है, इसलिए कभी उन्होंने कोर्ट ऑफ लॉ में वगैरह दिखाया नहीं। ओके, we can easily identify whether a female has given birth to child because क्या होगा, this is a normal position in a female who has not given birth to child. बाद में जब this uterus grows, this will get pulled, this ligament will get pulled. Ovary in a female who is pregnant full term, ऐसा है ना, ऐसा हो जाए because this angle goes up. फिर वो नीचे जब when it comes, so then it becomes horizontal. But this also gets pulled, this also gets pulled, फिर वो धोखे साथ होगा। Now this is ovary. What is this ligament running from the lower pole of the ovary to the uterus? हाँ, क्या है वो? Ligament of ovary. Okay. What was the structure running from the lower pole of the testis? Gubernaculum. So this is gubernaculum of the ovary. And then it goes like this further as a round ligament of uterus. It goes further as round ligament of uterus. So where does round ligament of uterus go and get attached? It gets attached to labia majora. This is scrotum. Where does gubernaculum get attached? Scrotum. Gubernaculum in females forms round ligament of uterus and ligament of ovary. But what happens is, because it gets broken over here, ovaries don't go to the labia majora like the testes go to the scrotum. You are getting it? Why ovaries don't go to the labia majora? Because gubernaculum gets attached to the uterus over here. Without this attachment, ovaries also would have gone. But then, because of this, what happens is the lymphatic drainage passes along like this with superficial inguinal lymph nodes. The lymphatic drainage of the lateral angle of the uterus is into superficial inguinal lymph nodes. Got it? Why it is like this? Samjha? So lymphatic drainage of the uterus wanders to the aortic, upper part of the body to external iliac, lower part internal iliac, angles to superficial inguinal lymph. Now, whether uterus is asked in the exam or not asked in the exam, there is one thing which is asked always is supports of the uterus. Supports of the uterus. Very, very important topic. Supports of the uterus. Primary supports and secondary supports. Primary support and secondary support. Primary support means Please 70 internal capsule. Primary supports are muscular and fibrous and mechanical. fibrous or ligamentous. Ligaments and mechanical. You can write ligaments and mechanical instead of writing fibrous. Okay? You are with me? Supports are primary and secondary. Secondary supports, use this. Okay? Primary supports, muscular and mechanical. Muscular में pelvic diaphragm, urogenital diaphragm, and perineal body. Perineal body. Three things. What is perineal body? See, this is anal opening. And suppose this is the uterine opening. In between, the opening of the urethra. Here is the perineal body. In front of the anal opening. Where superficial transverse perineum, deep transverse perineum, levator ani, bulbospongiosus. Okay, like this, so many muscles, they come together at the perineal body. So here is the, suppose the urethral opening and this is vaginal opening. In case of female, if the child's head is large, they do something called as episiotomy so that it can come out. The episiotomy never should be done like this in the center. Just so that the child can come out, a cut should never be given in the center because that will cut the perineal body. They said, we talked about abdominal incision. Why we should never cut it in the center around the linea alba? Very easy to cut, good plane, but then there is herniation. If you do this to a female, she will develop continence of the bladder, incontinence of the bladder, incontinence of the feces, everything. Worst thing. So it's always done laterally. So what is perineal body? It is a place where superficial transverse perineum, deep transverse perineum, the pelvic diaphragm, levator ani, urogenital diaphragm, all of them, they are there. Their fibers are interlaced. So this body holds 10 muscles together. It holds 10 muscles together. Perineal body. Okay? What are three primaries? In the primary support there is muscular and ligamentous. Ligamentous. Muscular and ligamentous and mechanical. Muscular and ligamentous. Muscular में what are the three? Pelvic diaphragm, urogenital diaphragm and perineal body. Now what are the ligamentous supports? This is the uterus. This is the uterus. Laterally it is connected. It is connected to the pelvic wall by, especially in the cervical region. Transverse cervical ligament. What is the name of the ligament? Transverse cervical ligament, also called as McEntron's ligament. Transverse cervical ligament. Transverse cervical ligament. Transverse cervical. Then 2, 3, 4, 5 I will write mechanical. Angle of anteversion and anteflexion. This comes under mechanical support. I am writing at number 5. Angle of anteversion and anteflexion. These two angles itself are a support because the uterus is like this, it doesn't prolapse. So therefore, if a female is not conceiving, we see whether the uterus is there properly. There is angle of anteversion and anteflex. So sometimes the uterus is retroverted and retroflexed, or sometimes straight. So what happens? The zygote comes over here. The uterus, there is no angle like this. Comes here. gets aborted. This whole arrangement of uterus being almost kind of horizontal over the bladder is the zygote. When it comes there, when the zygote comes in the uterus, it can get implanted. If the uterus is straight, zygote comes. You are getting it? Why the angle is like this? So much interesting, anatomy. Why everything is like this? The sperms get deposited in the vagina. They come here, and like the person says, like छोड़ेगा item, आधे इधर जाओ, आधे इधर जाओ, बाकी. So आधे जो इधर जाते हैं उनको समझते हैं कि ओवुलेशन इस टाइम यहाँ पे हुआ है. पूरा बुक लिख सकता हूँ मैं. The amount of distance traveled by the sperms and then उनके साथ जो बदला मजाक होता है यहाँ पे. Microns, they are in microns, and we say that duct of epididymis is 7 meters long. Microns and 7 meters. मतलब इसके लिए that that the fructose and everything is provided in the spermatic fluid. मतलब वो मैराथन में भागते भागते कैसे लोग वो खड़े रहते हैं ना रास्ते के बाजू में पानी का बोतल देते थे. So that sperm is provided, prostaglandins, glands, every prostatic fluid, everything. Then 45 centimeter, 7 meters, 45 centimeter long, vas deferens. Okay? And then they come here, 2 inches, 3 inches long, right? Then they go here, आधे को गलत रास्ते में चले जाते हैं. And then if they go here, they go to the fallopian tube. मतलब लोग gender wise होता है sperms. When they go here, all cilia are beating towards the uterus. तो poor males जो बोलते हैं ना उसका शुरुआत यहाँ से होती है. All cilia are beating because उनको ओवम को इधर खींचना है. अरे sperms के बारे में क्या है? थोड़े तो cilia ऐसे बीट करो. मतलब एक तो वो फ्लैगेलम के साथ जब सारे cilia ऐसे प्रवाह विरुद्ध पोहणे याला म्हणतात. आणि हे पुरुषांना जन्मल्यापर्यंत सुरुवातीपासून सवय करून घ्यायला. Anyways, it's not that we can say that it's males or females because there can be X sperms also. So females are also included. Otherwise, they may make a joke. Those who are not lay people, they don't realize that some sperms have only X and some have Y. So we cannot say that it's males or females. But things are favoring the ovum. Now, vagina, cervix, uterus. The next support is round ligament of uterus. Round ligament of uterus. Okay? Then there is one ligament. See here. This is called as uterosacral ligament. Uterosacral ligament. Uterosacral ligament. Okay? The next is pubocervical ligament. Pubocervical ligament. So transverse ligament of the uterus, also called McEnroe's ligament. Round ligament of uterus. Uterosacral ligament. So round ligament pulls it like this. Uterosacral pulls it like this. So maintain the angulation. So how these antiversion and anti-flexion angles are maintained? Uterosacral pulling backwards, round ligament pulling forward. So round ligament, uterosacral. ऐसे दोनों उसको pull करके these two angles are maintained. Okay? So round ligament, uterosacral and these angles. Then there is pubocervical. From pubis to the cervix, pubocervical. In males, we just studied that. In case of bladder, two ligaments, puboprostatic, median puboprostatic and lateral tuboprostatectomy that was supporting the bladder. In case of females, there are tubocervical area. What are secondary supports? Secondary supports मतलब उनका वो सपोर्ट लगता ही नहीं, ऐसे ही है, वो है कि नहीं है। आपका पहला नाम सुन के धक्का लगेगा आपको, सेकेंडरी सपोर्ट, ब्रॉड लिगामेंट ऑफ यूटरस, है ना। इतना ब्रॉड होने के बाद ब्रॉड लिगामेंट ऑफ द यूटरस, देन यूटेरोवसाइकल फोल्ड, recto-uterine fold. The fold of peritoneum which runs from uterus to the bladder, uterovesical, recto-uterine. These folds of peritoneum are secondary supports, useless. Useless मतलब एकदम useless नहीं बोल सकते, but they are not the main supports. Secondary. म्हणजे independent आमदार कसे असतात ना, they also give support. Now in the center, how many seats are needed for majority? Central government 272. Now BJP already has 300 plus, and then 4-5 independents. They say हाँ भी कर तुम जरूर। Second चलो ठीक है, आप है नहीं है फर्क नहीं पड़ता, because you already have majority. So majority is, these are after we have majority, some independents are supporting us. You are getting it? Broad ligament, uterovesical, recto-uterine folds of peritoneum. Primary supports, muscular and ligamentous. Muscular are pelvic diaphragm, urogenital diaphragm, peritoneal body. Ligamentous are, देखो ऐसा लक्षण है, transverse. एक 3 directions तो याद रहेंगे, transverse, tubocervical, uterosacral, आगे पीछे साइड। अभी बचे क्या, राउंड लिगामेंट ऑफ यूटरस, goes like this from the ankle, and the next is angle of anteversion and anti-flexion. Applied anatomy of the uterus. Congenital anomaly I have already told you, septic uterus, then unicornate uterus. Only one side paramesomectomy duct develops, unicorn. Investigations. Hysterosalpingography. So they put a dye in the cervix, and the dye falls down because from the intratubular tract. Why it is to be done in India? Tuberculosis very common. Tuberculosis is very common. So a female with tuberculosis can develop some inflammation. Its diameter is again 40 millimeters, like the ureters, fallopian tubes. Fallopian tube getting blocked due to some tuberculous inflammation, and the female doesn't get pregnant. And then everybody starts blaming. India, it is like this. Nobody blames the male for the low sperm count. They will blame the female. कि बच्चा नहीं दे रही, बच्चा नहीं दे रही. But so then they do hysterosalpingography. Hysterosalpingography, dye is falling from both the sides. That means the fallopian tubes are intact. नहीं, they गांव में actually ऐसा करते हैं. Their females are actually tortured. They are not able to bear those child. Then आप अगर किसी गांव में गए and then there is a female with infertility comes to you, अभी इधर hysterosalpingography करने का स्कोप नहीं, तो what will you do? Something called as Rubin's test. Take a syringe, 10 ml, 20 ml syringe, fill it with air, put it into her cervix, put a stethoscope here, and push air. So you will hear a bubble sound. Both sides it is straight. You are pushing from below air, and it is coming out. That is called Rubin's test. Okay. So all this jugaad, you should be also knowing. यहाँ बोले यहाँ पे कुछ नहीं कर सकते हैं, Investigate then medical problems. Inflammation and abdomen study gastritis, duodenitis. Inflammation of small intestine. Inflammation of small intestine is called enteritis. Small intestine is called enteritis. Large intestine, colitis. Uterus, uteritis. Endometritis. Endometritis. Uterine endometrium. Endometrium, myometrium, and so this interesting thing about the uterine muscles you should be knowing. There are 3 varieties of muscles in the uterus. One goes circular. Circular muscles, they act like a wall. What are 3 types of muscles in the uterus? Circular. Longitudinal. Longitudinal help to push the uterine contents. Circular act like walls. Longitudinal push the uterine contents. And then in between, or the innermost rather, in between them. Innermost is the reticular layer. Alright, reticular layer. What is reticular layer? Fibers running crisscross. What is the advantage of this reticular layer? Fibers are running crisscross and the arteries are running in between. So when the reticular layer contracts, bleeding in the uterus stops. Bleeding in the uterus stops. So they are called as living ligatures of the uterus. What are they called as? Living ligatures of the uterus. They will ask you in the future this thing that why the clots in the tonsil are removed, in the uterus are removed. Agar clots ban rahe to surgeon should be happy, right? The bleeding is getting stopped. There are some places where clots are removed. So अपने बालों में clot हो रहा है तो निकाल ले clot हो रही है. Because these clots prevent the constriction of blood vessels. Okay, so there are 1-2 places in our body where the surgeon keeps on removing the clot, because clot prevents the constriction of blood vessels in these 2 places like tonsil, uterus. So innermost layer, reticular layer, also called as living ligatures of the. As the setup is being done, one topic, and that is ovary. Ovary has upper pole, lower pole. So the ovary has upper pole and lower pole. Upper pole connected to infundibular ligament, lower pole connected to the angle of uterus via ligament of ovary. Take a section. Ovary has anterior border, posterior border. Anterior border connected related to mesoovarian, posterior border. Surfaces medial and light. Medial and light. And the funniest part is you will read upper pole related to fallopian tubes, medial surface related to fallopian tubes, lateral surface related to fallopian tube. चल क्या रहा है? That means body is like this. Because they are folded on itself. Okay? So that's all. Ovary blood supply I have already spoken with you. So we stop here. Thank you so much.